And nobody was supposed to witness it this soon. 10 days before Alex Eala stepped onto one of the biggest courts in professional tennis, she walked through a tunnel at Nike World Headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon. What happened inside those walls didn't stay inside. Spread globally. Instantly. Millions of eyes locked onto images that were never meant to ignite the internet the way they did. Portraits, messages, a flower, and a declaration carved in text that read simply, "History in full bloom." Was it accidental? Or was every single detail precisely calculated? That question has been burning through every tennis community, every Filipino household, and every sports analyst who watched those Instagram stories go live on February 27, 2026. Because what Nike placed on that tunnel wall doesn't just celebrate a 20-year-old athlete. It announces a dynasty in the making. And by the time this story is fully told, you'll see every piece of this puzzle exactly the way Nike intended, whether they meant to show it or not. Where it all began. Born May 23, 2005 in Quezon City, Philippines, Alex Eala entered a world where no Filipino woman had ever cracked the top 50 in professional tennis. Not once. Not ever. The sport at its highest level had simply never seen a Filipina standing among the elite. Not because the talent wasn't there, but because the pathway had never existed. Eala built her own. At just 8 years old, Globe Telecom recognized something extraordinary in a child barely old enough to understand what a sponsorship deal meant, and signed her as an ambassador, planting a seed of belief before the world even knew her name. She trained relentlessly, traveled internationally, and absorbed every experience with an appetite that had no ceiling. By 2020, she had climbed to a combined ITF junior ranking of world number 2. By 2022, she shattered her entire nation's ceiling, becoming the first Filipino ever to claim a Grand Slam junior singles title, winning the girls category at the US Open. That victory didn't just rewrite Philippine tennis history. It announced, loudly and without apology, that something seismic had arrived. Nike had already seen enough. They outfitted her on court, watched her compete, observed the way she carried herself under pressure, and recognized a generational brand athlete when one materialized before them. The partnership deepened year by year, tournament by tournament, milestone by milestone. Miami 2025. The moment everything changed then came March 2025. Armed with a wild card and ranked 140th in the world, Eala walked into the Miami Open as a qualifier that nobody had circled on their bracket. What followed belongs in a completely different conversation. She defeated Yelena Ostapenko. She dismantled Madison Keys. She toppled 5-time Grand Slam champion Iga Swiatek, becoming the first wild card in tennis history to eliminate 3 major champions in straight sets at a single WTA event. The Philippines erupted. The tennis world stopped breathing. And Eala simply walked back to the baseline, composed, as though she had always belonged there. By March 31, 2025, she entered the WTA Top 100, the first Filipino woman in history to achieve that positioning. By February 23, 2026, she reached a career-high ranking of world number 31, leaping 16 places in a single week. Every tournament she entered, packed stadiums followed. Wherever Alex Eala appeared, an entire nation traveled with her. And Nike watched every single match. Oregon, February 27, 2026. Eala had just landed on American soil, arriving early to prepare for 2 of the most consequential tournaments of her professional career. The Indian Wells Open beginning March 4th and the Miami Open launching March 17th. 2 WTA 1000 events. 2 career-defining opportunities. Both capable of pushing her into the top 20 for the first time. Before a single serve was struck, before a single practice session began, she made a detour. Nike World Headquarters. Beaverton, Oregon. The campus where legends are enshrined. Where Michael Jordan's legacy breathes through the architecture. Where athletes who have transcended their sport are permanently immortalized in corridors the general public rarely glimpses. Eala walked in, captured everything on Instagram stories and pressed share. What happened next moved at digital speed. Inside the legendary tunnel, the hallowed passageway where Nike's greatest global ambassadors across every sport are permanently enshrined, Alexandra Eala's portrait now hung. Alongside it, the words, "History in full bloom." She posed with a wide smile and a peace sign, surrounded by some of the most celebrated athletes the planet has ever produced. And then came the image that paralyzed the internet entirely. Eala stood mirroring her own portrait, the one capturing the raw, unfiltered moment she realized she had just reached a WTA 1000 semi-final as a wildcard teenager, both hands covering her face, tears streaming, disbelief written into every feature. That photograph, frozen in one of the most genuine emotional moments in recent tennis history, now occupied permanent space on Nike's most prestigious wall. The internet didn't just react. Detonated. Within hours, the images cascaded across every platform. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook pages across the Philippines and beyond. Sports journalists, tennis analysts, Filipino celebrities, and millions of fans began screenshotting, sharing, and asking one persistent, urgent question. What exactly does this mean? Because nobody accidentally gets their portrait hung in that tunnel. Nobody accidentally receives a custom welcome at Nike's most prestigious address. This was not a casual visit. This was orchestrated, deliberate, and saturated with intention. The details Nike didn't have to include. Let's examine precisely what greeted Eala when she arrived. Not the surface, but the substance. One image showed her beside a ping-pong table displaying the sampaguita, the national flower of the Philippines. Another captured her elegant Nike Air Rift split-toe sandals alongside a miniature tennis court featuring that same flower. This was not decoration. This was deliberate cultural architecture. Nike didn't simply place a Philippine national flower on merchandise and call it branding. They wove Filipino identity into the very DNA of Eala's ambassador relationship, making her simultaneously a world-class tennis competitor and an unbreakable symbol of Philippine pride. The two identities don't compete with each other. They amplify each other. The pattern runs deep. For her Wimbledon debut in 2025, Nike gifted Eala a hair tie designed in the form of the sampaguita, arriving in a specially designed box carrying the message, "If you plant, you will harvest." Months later, Nike released an Eala-inspired limited edition shirt created by Filipino artist Georgina Camus, featuring the national flower overlaid on the grass courts of the All England Club. A custom hair accessory for Wimbledon. A limited edition cultural shirt. Custom portraits immortalized at global headquarters. Personalized gifts during the Oregon visit. This is not standard ambassador treatment. This is signature athlete architecture. The same level of sustained, multi-year investment Nike reserves for generational figures. And then there is the contract itself. Nike recently renewed its partnership with Eala in a deal reportedly valued at $75 million. $75 million for a 20-year-old ranked 31st in the world, at the very dawn of what analysts believe could be a decade-long dominance at the top of professional tennis. Nike does not invest $75 million in athletes they view as promising. They invest that figure in athletes they view as inevitable. The fabrications, and what they reveal. The viral momentum surrounding the Nike headquarters visit collided almost immediately with something messier, and far more revealing about the scale of Eala's cultural impact. Across Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, fabricated stories began multiplying faster than legitimate news could respond. A $45 million Wilson contract offer. Debunked. A Yonex racket engraved with Philippine iconography. False, as she remains under contract with Babolat. An Emirates Airlines sponsorship. Flagged as unverified with no official announcement. A claim that Michael Jordan personally selected Eala as the new face of Air Jordan, with an astronomical $1.8 billion figure attached. Thousands of reactions, zero verification, zero truth. And then the most extravagant fabrication of all. Multiple posts claimed Eala had received a multi-billion-dollar offer from Abu Dhabi, a supposed 10-year contract consisting of a $1 billion down payment and $600 million annually, in exchange for becoming the centerpiece of a new Diamond Tennis Championship. Fact-checkers moved swiftly. No official statement. No news reports. Nothing but viral momentum and communal hope. But here is the question that demands genuine attention beyond the debunking. Why does this keep happening? Why does Eala's name attract fabricated billions with such consistency? Why do stories valued in the billions accumulate hundreds of thousands of reactions before correction even arrives? Because the world already perceives her as someone whose financial and cultural trajectory could plausibly reach those stratospheric heights. The Filipino public isn't being naive. They are projecting. Watching a young woman from Quezon City dismantle Grand Slam champions with such velocity that billion-dollar figures feel emotionally correct, even when they are factually false. That gap between verified reality and aspirational fiction is itself a form of cultural power. And Nike understands cultural power better than almost any organization on earth. The fabrications don't diminish her. They measure her. The truth beneath everything Alexandra Eala's story was never really about a sponsorship deal. It was never about a viral Instagram story, fabricated billions, or a portrait hanging in a tunnel in Oregon. It is about a girl who planted, and is now beginning to harvest. From Quezon City to Nike's most legendary corridor. From junior wild card to WTA number 31. From a nation that had never produced a top 50 professional tennis player to a global brand investment worth $75 million and growing. Every piece of this journey was earned, not inherited. The portrait on that Nike wall is not simply a moment frozen in time. It is a promise, from one of the most powerful sports brands on earth, that they intend to invest in this woman's legacy for years to come. And that promise, whether Nike intended to reveal it that week or not, is now visible to everyone. So here is the question worth sitting with long after this ends. 10 years from now, when people trace back the precise moment the world understood exactly how far Alexandra Eala was always going to go, will they point to Miami 2025? Or will they point to a tunnel in Oregon on February 27, 2026, where her portrait stood quietly among giants, and nobody noticed until it was already too late to look away?